Welcome to an exhilarating journey through one of Europe's most vibrant cities, Berlin, Germany. This city has something for everyone. In this video, I will take you on a tour around the amazing sights, wonderful foods, and thrilling activities that this vibrant city has to offer. No matter whether this is your first time in Berlin or if you are a seasoned traveler, my detailed travel guide to the city will assist you in making the most of your stay there. Let's just get right in, shall we? Before we head out and do some sightseeing, let's go over some trip necessities to make sure everything goes off without a hitch. Berlin is a city that has an extensive history, a diverse cultural landscape, and outstanding public transit systems. Be sure to pick up a Berlin Welcome Card, which grants you free rides on all public transportation and discounts at the city's most popular attractions. Every traveler really has to have this. We start our journey at the famous Brandenburg Gate. The Brandenburg Gate is a historical landmark, an emblem that dates back more than 200 years. It is considered to be one of the most significant structures in Berlin. The massive sandstone gate located in the middle of the city is featured in virtually more tourist selfies than any other location in the city. After the building of the Berlin Wall, the Brandenburg Gate was placed in a restricted area and was off-limits to East Germans as well as West Germans. It served as a testament to the divide that existed in Germany at the time. Following the collapse of the Berlin Wall, the gate began to be seen as a symbol of German unification. King Frederick William II was the one who commissioned the enormous sandstone gate to be built as a dignified end to the majestic street Unter den Linden. As a result, Berlin is indebted to King Frederick William II for the Brandenburg Gate. The entrance is often regarded as being among the most aesthetically pleasing examples of classical architecture. The propylaea of the Athenian Acropolis serve as a significant source of inspiration for Karl Gotthard Langhans the Elder, who designed it and oversaw its construction between the years 1788 and 1791. The so-called quadriga, which is a chariot that is carried by 4 horses and is situated on the roof of the Brandenburg Gate, was placed there 2 years after the Brandenburg Gate was built. After that, we continue your journey through time by going to the Reichstag building. In 1884, builder Paul Wallot made plans for the first Reichstag building. The building became the Reichstag of the German Empire when it opened in 1894. After 1918, it became the Weimar Republic's government. The so-called Reichstag fire of 1933 burned the assembly hall to the ground. During the Second World War, there was a lot of damage to the Reichstag. Taking over the building was one of the last things that had to be done to take over Berlin. When 2 Soviet forces attacked the Reichstag building on April 30, 1945, they put the Soviet flag on top of it. On May 2, the scene was played out again for a propaganda picture. From 1949 to 1999, the Bundestag, which is the German government, met in Bonn. After the city was split up, the Reichstag building, which was in the British part, became a sign of German unity very quickly. Because of this, the Bundestag chose to keep the Reichstag building, which was badly damaged during the war. In the 1960s, some of the old and broken down Reichstag building was fixed up. After Germany came back together as one country, the Bundestag chose to use the house again as the seat of government. Since 1994, the building has been renovated and remade based on plans by the famous builder Norman Foster. The Reichstag was closed for a long time, but it reopened in 1999 and is now where the German federal government meets. People can go to the Reichstag building's roof deck and glass dome to see amazing views of the government and political district and Berlin sights. When Parliament isn't meeting, you can take one of several 90-minute walks where you will be able to take in breathtaking vistas of the city from the top of its glass dome. Don't forget to make your reservations in advance for the free access. As we make our way through the crowded streets of Berlin, we come across 2 of the city's most famous landmarks, the majestic Berlin Cathedral. The mighty Berlin Cathedral in the heart of the city is impossible to miss thanks to its striking dome. A visit to the cathedral is not only a must-see for every architecture lover because of its richly decorated outside and inside. After climbing up to the dome, visitors are offered an amazing view over Berlin's city center with the Spree River, the Lustgarten, and Museum Island. The history of the Berlin Cathedral goes back to the Middle Ages, when in 1465 the construction of an upper parish and cathedral church on the Spree Island was begun. In 1747, Frederick the Great had a Baroque church with a tambour dome built by the master builder Johann Baumann the Elder. The building was renovated inside and outside about 70 years later by Carl Friedrich Schinkel in the Classicist style. After several small further renovations, Emperor Wilhelm II decided that the Berlin Cathedral was no longer magnificent enough for him in its previous appearance. In 1894, he decided to accept the design of the cathedral's master builder, Julius Karl Raschdorff, which envisaged the demolition of the old cathedral. The new cathedral was to be the answer to St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Thus, the former court and cathedral church of the Hohenzollern dynasty was rebuilt under Emperor Wilhelm II between 1894 and 1905. The iconic Victory Column, one of Berlin's most recognizable landmarks, the Victory Column in the Tiergarten features Victoria, the goddess of victory. From a distance, the winged sculpture atop the Victory Column in the city's west stands out. Originally built to honor Germany's successes over other countries, the monument has since come to symbolize something very different. To this day, the Victory Column is inextricably linked to the annual Love Parade Techno Festival, with the final rally always taking place at its base. The Tiergarten and the adjoining Bellevue Palace are both visible from the observation deck atop the 69-meter-tall tower. Johann Heinrich Strack was the one who made the Victory Column. The building started in 1865 and was finished 8 years later. Friedrich Drake made the statue of Goddess Victoria with wings on top of the building. The statue, the gilded gun barrels on the columns, and the Anton von Werner mosaic in the colonnade all show that the monument is meant to remember Germany's wins against Denmark, Austria, and France between 1864 and 1871. Make it a point to check out Museum Island, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is home to 5 world-class museums that display artwork and artifacts from a wide range of time periods. It is a very special place. The whole building is on the list of World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. The well-known Museum Island is right in the middle of Berlin, between the Spree River and the Spree Canal. Millions of people come to see the 5 museums every year. Their collections cover everything from prehistoric times to art from the 19th century. Not only are the collections worth seeing, but the group of old buildings on Museum Island is some of the most beautiful architecture in Berlin. Today, we immerse ourselves in Berlin's thriving cultural scene. Visit the East Side Gallery, a section of the Berlin Wall that is about 1.3 kilometers long and has breathtaking murals. This outdoor museum is a potent reminder of the history of the city and the victory of togetherness over discord. After Germany got back together, artists turned this part of the Berlin Wall into the world's biggest open-air gallery. Almost no one leaves Berlin without taking a photo of themselves in front of the East Side Gallery. After Germany got back together, different artists painted the 1.3-kilometer stretch of the Berlin Wall. The gray wall that was once a sign of the Iron Curtain has been turned into the world's longest open-air gallery. Artists painted on the old wall and turned it into a bright monument to freedom of speech. Artists from all over the world came to Berlin after the wall fell in 1989. They were drawn there by the strange events that happened so quickly and changed the world. They wanted to leave something that showed how happy they were and how new dreams had come up. In the past, wall paintings were a big draw for tourists to Berlin, but they were only on the western side of the wall. The artists turned the wall's dull gray color into works that showed a sense of freedom and peace. When you stroll through the bustling streets of Berlin, your journey would be incomplete without savoring the delightful array of cuisines that this vibrant city has to offer. First and foremost, let's talk about currywurst, a true German classic that packs a flavorful punch. Imagine sinking your teeth into a juicy sausage, smothered in a luscious tomato-based curry sauce and sprinkled with just the right amount of curry powder to set your taste buds dancing with joy. It's a burst of deliciousness that will leave you craving for more. Now, let's not forget about the schnitzel, a dish that epitomizes German comfort food at its finest. Picture a tender, thinly sliced piece of meat, breaded, and then lovingly fried to golden perfection. With each crunchy bite, you'll discover a symphony of flavors that will make your heart sing with contentment. And how can we overlook the potato salad, a beloved side dish that perfectly complements any German meal. It's a marriage of creamy potatoes, tangy vinegar, and a hint of sweetness, all mixed together in perfect harmony. It's time to uncover some of Berlin's hidden gems. Berlin is full of them. Explore the hip areas of Kreuzberg and Friedrichshain, which are full of street art, unique stores, and quiet cafes and restaurants. A trip to the Raja Land is an absolute need for anybody who has an interest in the alternative culture of the city. Although there is a lot to see and do in Berlin, you may want to think about taking a day trip to the city of Potsdam, as it is so close by. Explore the lovely grounds that surround the Sanssouci Palace as you gawk at the extravagant Sanssouci Palace. It's not far, and the trip on the train won't take more than an hour. Berlin is a city that leaves a lasting impression on every traveler. From its rich history and diverse culture to its vibrant nightlife and culinary delights, Berlin is a city that offers something for everyone. I have no idea who you are, but I hope that watching this video has motivated you to get on a plane and go to Berlin. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving this video a thumbs up in the comments section below. Keep an eye out for even more exciting travel vlogs from all over the world. Have a good trip till we meet again, and we'll look forward to seeing you at our next location.